Welcome back, my gentle people. This is Corner Stories with your daily serving of relationship stories. So let's get into it. My sister invited her boyfriend to spend the night in my bridal suite. My wedding is on a Sunday and my family is staying in a hotel 10 minutes from the venue Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We have guests flying in from multiple country states, so this way we can all spend time together during the days leading up to the wedding. My parents got a suite where they will be in one bedroom and myself and two sisters will be in the other bedroom. My sister invited her boyfriend to stay in our bedroom with her. Her reasoning is that she wants him to spend time with our family who is flying in and doesn't want him to have to commute between his parents' house and the hotel every day. It's 50 minutes. I don't really feel comfortable sharing a bathroom with her boyfriend, especially the night before my wedding. I kind of wanted it to just be a special night with my siblings. Also, my fiancé will be driving from his parents' house to the hotel each day to hang out with the out-of-town family. Am I being unreasonable? Relevant comments. Originally my parents asked if I would like my own hotel room or if I would like to stay with them. I said I would prefer to spend the night with them the night before the wedding, not alone. They didn't mention her boyfriend would be staying in the room with us, and now all the rooms are booked. Also, my fiancé is upset and doesn't like the idea of me spending the night in a room with a man who is not related to me the night before our wedding. He wanted to spend the night together before the wedding. We've been living together for 4 years, and I told him I wanted to keep the tradition where we don't see each other the day before the wedding. He's upset that my sister's boyfriend will be spending the night in the bridal suite and not him, and he thinks it's weird, but he's not upset with me. I also shared a hotel room once with my sister and her boyfriend when we attended a cousin's funeral, and he came into the bathroom while I was showering. This may also be why my fiancé is uncomfortable with the situation. Everyone is getting ready at the hotel room on Sunday morning, and they said he would leave while we get our hair and makeup done. My mom is treating me like a bridezilla and thinks I'm being unreasonable. My mom is upset with me that I'm upset. My mom told me I'm being ungrateful and nothing my parents do is ever good enough for me. Nobody asked me before inviting him. I found out about it today, 1 month before the wedding, because my sister asked me what time we are checking in on Friday so she can let him know. It was my mom's idea. My sister is not financially independent yet, she is in grad school, so they would be the ones paying for the additional hotel room and it's very expensive. When I brought it up to my mom today she said, "What do you want me to do, spend another $1 for them to have their own room? He is also in graduate school and not financially independent yet. I mean, it's the suite all my bridesmaids are coming to Sunday morning to get our hair and makeup done and where the photographer will take all our getting ready photos." The venue came with a bridal suite but my mom preferred the hotel because it's nicer. Update: I am going to sleep now and will read the rest of the comments in the morning. I just wanted to say I really appreciate everyone's validation and support. Sometimes my family makes me feel like I'm crazy and I needed to hear from unbiased people that I'm indeed not. I am going to try talking to my mom about this again tomorrow. Thank you. Update 2: You guys are amazing. I talked to my mom and she basically gaslit me and told me I'm being unappreciative. But they cancelled the suite and booked 3 separate rooms instead, one for my parents, one for my sister and her boyfriend, and one for me and my 15-year-old sister. This has been a huge wake-up call for me and a sign that I need to start standing up for myself more to my family. Thank you to everyone who commented. I'm sorry I couldn't reply to all of them, but your overwhelming support means the world to me. Story 2. AITA for telling my husband he works for himself, not for our family. My husband and I have known each other for 6 years and been married for almost 3 years now. We have a 1-year-old, and we're expecting another baby. Our marriage has been full of emotional highs. We love each other and let the other know regularly. My husband has a 9-to-5 job after which he is also a tutor. He had started this back when we were in college, and it was never an issue, he always had enough time. Even in the years leading up to the marriage and the first year of our marriage, this was never a big issue. However, in the last year or so it's become a big issue, and it's getting worse. He keeps on adding more classes to his schedule. Until last month we had a red line that no classes on Sunday, he would devote that entire time to us. But last month he even added a class on Sunday on the excuse that exams are starting. It started to feel like me and my son weren't a priority to him anymore. Some days he comes home at 11. On other days he's doing it online, but that's not much better because he still can't give us any time. Last Sunday, I finally spoke out and told him he was neglecting his family. He was offended and told me that he doesn't enjoy having to work so hard but he's doing it for our family. This is where I told him that no, I think he does enjoy it, it gives him an excuse to not spend time with us, and that he was doing this for himself and not for us. As things currently stand, our collective income is more than enough, there really was no need for him to add more classes on top of his existing ones. He's doing it for himself at this point. He's literally busy Monday through Saturday, and now he's trying to cross the red line we established for Sunday. We've been on bad terms since this fight. He keeps saying he can't believe that I said he works for himself and not for us. AITA here? Relevant comments: is he the only one who works? I have a 9-5 job too, and like I said, our collective income covers our expenses and then some. If that weren't the case, of course I wouldn't be angry, I would understand. But given the situation, the fact that he took away the one day we get together just because it's exam season really got to me. I also want to make clear I absolutely appreciate how he provides for us to give us a great standard of living. And I've told him this many times. But now it feels like he's adding more work to disengage. We have a joint bank account. I know how much money we make together and how much our expenses are. As things currently stand, almost all my income is our joint savings after all the expenses are done. That's why adding more students and classes doesn't make sense to me. Did he grow up poor so is worried about money? No, he did not grow up poor. Both his parents are doctors, so that wasn't the case at all. Have you had a specific conversation with him about your financial stability and listened to his thoughts about it? And other specifics? Yes, we had that discussion before. We talked about how since we're already comfortable, there shouldn't be any need to have a class on Sunday. In fact, at the time, I also thought he should cut down on his existing classes but relented on the Sunday agreement. I didn't think the numbers were important, but a lot of comments, not you, seemed to doubt my judgment that we're stable. I'm an accountant who makes $70,000 a year. My husband is a software engineer who makes around over $100,000. And based on how many students he teaches and how many classes he has, he makes over $100,000 from that. Our household income covers our expenses. I'm an accountant, this is kind of my bread and butter. Update. Thank you for the feedback in the last post. The comment said that me asking him to adhere to the boundaries we established was reasonable. Some comments also suggested that I should not have implied that he works just to get away, so I was a little apologetic as well. After he came back, I decided to talk to him about this. The conversation was a bit of a train wreck. I brought up the fact that our income far exceeds our current and projected expenses. That me and our son were missing him, and needed him to spend more time with us, and I made sure to stress that I appreciated all that he did. It just seemed like we were on completely different wavelengths. He said he kept on taking more lessons and students because he wanted us to have a good standard of living, have better vacations, better schools, a second house. I was dumbfounded. I never knew he felt that way. I stressed our current standard of living was great, we make enough money, and that if he thinks that way there's no end in sight. What if he decided we should also have a third house or something? Right now I needed him with me. At this point, I kind of lost control and started crying. I didn't mean to, it wasn't something I wanted to do to pressure him or anything, just the fact that we were at an impasse was wrecking me. I told him I'd been feeling unhappy, that I kept compromising, and he reneged on it. After some more crying and consoling, my husband agreed that Sunday should have remained off limits. He gently asked me to give him a pass for one more Sunday, because his students' exams end next week, and he would make Sunday untouchable the following semester onwards. He also promised to try to resize his classes in order to be able to come back home for dinner even if it's late dinner. He asked for time to do all this. I've given it to him, and I know he loves us enough to do what he promised. Thanks for the feedback to the original post. Relevant comments: this exchange, commenter, you need to tell him that he needs to get right with his family and you right now. Or he might be living in that third house alone. Play him Cats in the Cradle as background music. OP replied, I would like the changes to happen immediately, but I want those changes to be permanent. If he does something at a snap right now but has to go back, that would suck. So I'm just giving him the time to make those sustainable changes. I'm getting our Sunday back after the next one, which is progress. At least we're back to the red line. He said he'd already booked a lot of classes for the next semester, so he just asked for time to discuss and rearrange them since he can't just say no to his students after agreeing. He was earnest. I believe I made it known to him the toll it's been taking on me, and he will make the necessary changes. Did he explain why he was having these feelings of needing more? That's kind of where we weren't getting through to each other. He kept saying that he wants our family to have a good lifestyle, while I kept saying that we're already in a place where we aren't lacking anything except him in the house. He finally understood that that's what our son and I need from him right now. I know I had told him last week that I think he does this just to be away from us, which I feel shitty about, but it's just that his tutoring hit critical mass close to when our son was born. I know the number of students and classes had been increasing steadily over the years, and maybe we should have set boundaries from the start, but it's gotten too much now. Have you discussed hiring a maid nanny to help? Yeah, that came up in the conversation and I'm looking into it. My job is WFH 2 days of the week, so that helps, and my mom lives close by, which is super helpful too. Most days I manage the household and child rearing without any issues. Like, it's not like I plan to give him a list of errands to run on the days he's in the house, but him just being physically present is something I'm missing now, and he's promised to remedy it as well he can. Commenter, OP. You did a good job and took an important first step. I think it would be unrealistic for him to do a complete 180 after this conversation, and this is a necessary stepping stone. I'm usually very negative about relationships, but it disheartened me to see all the top comments being so negative when you took the time to update us and you didn't need to. I hope things continue to improve for you. OP replied, thank you. I had thought I did good, and then found out a lot of people here disagreed, so I started doubting how I did. I appreciate what everyone is saying, but he's a loving husband, friend, and father. It's just this one issue that's just gotten out of hand. I can't think of packing my bags. I believe he was neglecting us, but during the conversation realized he didn't know the extent to which it was affecting us. The class's issue has been getting bigger and bigger over time, so I realize fixing it will require some time. I'm just going to make sure I see him do it. OP's most recent commenter, the biggest problem I see is that his self-worth is being validated by his students and classes, more than by his own family. He likes how teaching makes him feel, and he doesn't get the same validation from being just a husband and father. So, he will continue to prefer working as much as he can. And it's a double whammy because he justifies the extra work is for his family, so he feels doubly validated for doing good things. OP, your comment stayed with me for some reason, and I kept coming back to it. I asked him yesterday if he enjoyed teaching physics and math for hours on end, that he works so long, how does he not start hating it? I didn't bring up the topic of reduced hours or Sunday because we already have an agreement on that for now. He said he does like it. After some more inconspicuous needling, he told me he enjoys the fact that so many people trust that he can make them understand stuff and better their grades future. I didn't go further into it. But your comment really helped give me some insight. Thank you so much. And that is the end of the story. That's it, guys. This is where I will leave you. I hope you enjoyed the stories I had for you. I certainly enjoyed them. Please be sure to drop a like or a comment, and it would mean a lot to me if you subscribe to the channel. Until next time, be kind, be curious, and I will see you. Corner Stories signing off.